Okay guys, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to find the missing side of a right triangle. The important thing there is a right triangle. This doesn't work just on any triangle. We're going to use trigonometry, and so we know SOHCAHTOA, sine, cosine, and tangent. And whatever we're going to use is dependent on how that triangle is set up. So we can see in this particular triangle, we have this angle given to us. We have one side of 8.8, and we are solving here for this side where the x is. So in this case, looking from that angle that's given to you, that 49 degrees, we want to label the opposite side. So we know that this side over here is the opposite. This side next to it, where the 8.8 is, that's the adjacent side. And then the hypotenuse is always across from that right angle. So right now, what we were given was the adjacent side, the 8.8, and what we're solving for is the x. So we need a trig function, sine, cosine, or tangent, that relates the adjacent side and the hypotenuse side. And since we know SOHCAHTOA, we know adjacent and hypotenuse are related with the cosine function. So we will be writing the cosine of our angle, 49 degrees, equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So in this case, 8.8 over x is what we're solving for. So now it's just a matter of solving that equation. Typically, this is kind of the worst case scenario when the variable ends up being in the denominator. So you need to be careful about how you go about actually solving this. To isolate x, we want to get that first out of the denominator. So for me, I would multiply both sides by x. So we have x times the cosine of 49 equals 8.8. And then to get x by itself, we're going to divide both sides by the cosine of 49. And at this point, we don't know the cosine of 49 off the top of our heads, most likely. So you're going to need your calculator. And the biggest thing in your calculator is that you check the mode of your calculator. Anytime you hit one of those trig function buttons, sine, cosine, or tangent, the mode matters. And right now, we are using degrees. So our mode should be in degrees. So in your calculator, you would just be typing in 8.8 divided by the cosine of 49. And I would say in this case, just go ahead and round to maybe the nearest hundredth, nearest tenth, whatever you guys think. Typically, I'll try to tell you what I need you to round to. But that means in this case, x is approximately, when I type that in my calculator, 13.4. We can go to the nearest tenth, that's fine. So that means our hypotenuse is 13.4. It's a good sign that it's bigger than 8.8, considering the hypotenuse is supposed to be the longest side. So if you feel comfortable with this, you can pause the video, try some on your own, or if you want a little bit more work with it, I'm going to do 2 more examples, so totally up to you what you need. The next one, here's our 62 degrees. This side over here is the opposite, and the side where the 4 is the adjacent. So we know that tangent, for TOA, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So we would say that the tangent of our 62 degrees equals x over 4. To get x by itself, we're going to multiply both sides by 4, so they cancel out over here. So x equals 4 times the tangent of 62. And again, make sure that your calculator is in degree mode. Type that in, and you get that x is about 7.5. So that would be our final answer for what x is here. And then the last one, we have our angle over here, 38.8 degrees. So the side across from it is what we label our opposite side. And then across from the right angle down here, we know that this is our hypotenuse. So this is going to be SOHCAHTOA. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So we would say that the sine of 38.8 equals opposite, so x over 10. And to get x by itself, you're going to multiply both sides by 10. So x equals 10 times the sine of 8.8. Type that in your calculator, 10 times the sine of 38.8, and you get about 6.3. So x is approximately 6.3. So give these a shot and let me know if you have any questions.